What's up, my good people? This is Joey Young, and today I'm talking about how to love yourself better. And tell me, have you ever met somebody who just seems to be overflowing with joy? Someone who just carries around a sense of contentedness and deep peace wherever they go. Well, the secret to this type of person is they have a high level of self-esteem. They know who they are and what they're worth, and not in a prideful way or in an overlording someone else type of way, but they just know who they are and are confident in their abilities. And this is what I want to talk about in today's video. How can we increase our self-esteem to create the life that we want? How can we stop the self-loathing and get to the point where we are confident in who we are and what we've accomplished in life and where we're going? And so I've got 3 steps for you today to help you increase your self-esteem. And the first one is to give grace to your past self. You know, we've all made mistakes. It's just part of the human condition. There's no way you're going to learn enough or know enough or be skilled enough or know enough people or have enough things to never make another mistake again. But the way that we view our past mistakes is actually really important to our self-confidence, to our self-esteem now. You know, one of the phrases that I always recommend people use when they are kind of ruminating negatively about some mistakes they made in the past is this: I can only do what I can with what I have, with what I know at the time. What's going to help is reframing how you view what happened in light of your current capabilities and your current resources at the time. You know, the worst thing you can do is take your current skill set and experience and lessons you've learned and transport it back to the past and say, hey, this is the bar you should hit, past self. You should have known this. You should have done this, whatever it is. No, you know, the only bar that you can set for your past self with is what you knew at the time and what resources you had available to you. So make sure you use that bar when you're thinking about your past mistakes and what you've done. You know, have some grace for yourself, and it's okay to make mistakes. I mean, honestly, better to be making mistakes that are new than to not make any mistakes at all, because that means that we're learning. You know, I think about a parent, like, you know, if a parent had a 2-year-old and the 2-year-old's flailing around in a high chair and it hits the cereal bowl in front of them and Cheerios and milk are flying everywhere. I mean, would the parent in that situation just flip out and get forever frustrated at their child because they're incompetent and they are a failure and they don't have the skill set and the character qualities that are needed for life? Like, no, of course not. That's ridiculous. You know, a good parent looks at a 2-year-old that spilled milk and says, you know, that child just needs more experience in life, needs to mature and grow a little bit. That's all. It's fine. And that's the same way we need to view ourselves. We're all babies in some way in our lives, and it's okay to be overwhelmed and to make mistakes. And making mistakes, like I said, is good. It just means that we're trying new things. So have some grace for your past self. That's point number 1. The second point on self-esteem is just to be the biggest champion of your own journey. Think about your life for a second. If there was a biography written about your life, what chapter are you in right now? How do you view your current situation? Because the way that you view where you are on your journey is actually really important to your self-esteem, in the sense that if you're getting down on yourself because, you know, things aren't the way you want them to be, you look around and you feel like everybody else is doing better in some way, they have things you don't, they can accomplish things you haven't accomplished, you know, that's going to negatively affect how you view yourself. But if you just open up the book a little bit and look at the table of contents, you can see that this is just a stepping stone in the book of your life. And you can understand that it's ridiculous to take your situation and your chapter and compare it with someone else's chapter in their book and their situation. It'd be like taking Harry Potter when he was 13 out of book 3, you know, Prisoner of Azkaban, and plopping them down in, you know, book 3 of Lord of the Rings or something, and expecting him to operate in that situation. There's just no way to compare your journey with someone else's, you know? And so what we need to do is we need to stay in our own lane in life. We need to think like a sprinter doing a 400 meter in the Olympics, right? They've got their own lane, they're running around the track, they got their own journey, and they're not worried about what the other runners are doing in that situation. Same thing for us in our lives. We need to focus on not what are other people thinking, but what were the people, what was me in the 5 years ago in the past. Am I better than that person? Compare yourself to who you were in the past, not what other people are like around you, because they're on their own journeys, right, in their own book. We each got our own strengths and weaknesses. And what we tend to do is undervalue our own strengths and overvalue our weaknesses. And that causes us to feel not confident or like not as self-assured, because we feel like we should have a different skill set or set of strengths and weaknesses. And this is the problem, because there's things that you can do in half an hour that would take others a whole day to do. And so be aware and be comfortable with your own strengths and your own skill set and your own journey. And don't compare it to other people's. You gotta be the biggest champion of your journey and use that to build your self-esteem. The third step in building more self-esteem and creating the life you want is to contribute to others by serving. There's a unique sense of fulfillment and inner joy when you step out and make someone else's life better. When someone is grateful to you for doing something for them or contributing to their life, there's a unique meaning to that takes place in your heart for the grace and the service that you've extended to them. And that's a really special thing, and it's a really important tool to building your own self-esteem. So basically, the first thing you got to do with this situation is first of all, just take emotional credit for all the good things that you're already doing in your life. When we think about the amount of acts of service to other people, whether it's at work or at home, that you do a day, you're probably making the world a lot better place by being in it. So all you got to do is just emotionally own that, right? Just think about all the things you're doing to create a better world and to serve other people and to make someone else's life better. And just integrate that into who you are and take credit and be proud of what you're already doing today and what you've done in the past to create a better situation to serve someone else and help move their life forward. It's a really, really special thing, and you can't get past this. Make sure that you take some time to really integrate all the ways you serve into who you are and own that and make that part of your positive identity and use that to build your self-esteem. Secondly, beyond that, just volunteering and giving is actually a really powerful thing to nonprofits or different organizations. And when you do this, if you want to reach out and create and do some volunteer hours or give, make sure that in the moment when you're doing it, you're really feeling the joy of the generosity that you're doing. Don't do it just for the joy in a selfish way, but make sure you do take that time to experience the joy of generosity when you're volunteering or giving, and that will help to feed a positive self-identity, because you'll feel good about what you're doing to help somebody else. You'll feel like you're contributing and you mean something to the world, and that's a really powerful thing. One of my mentors once said to me, "Allow the reality that you've been put on this earth to do something awesome to penetrate your heart." And that really has inspired me. The fact that for you and I, we've been put here to do something incredible, to make the world a better place, is just such an exciting prospect and should boost our own self-worth, because we know that we're not just here to take up space. We're here to make the world better. And so let that penetrate your identity, let that raise your self-esteem, and make sure to contribute to others by serving and utilize that tool. One last thing too, if you've been suffering for a long time, if you hate yourself or you're thinking of hurting yourself or have in the past, absolutely reach out to some professional help to get yourself where you need to be to get help with that. Because there's absolutely no shame in reaching out to contact the people you need to contact and set up the appointments you need to become healthy again. So please do reach out to professional help if you need that. I would really encourage that. So I hope today you've gotten some good points for increasing your self-worth to improve your life today. Just attach a little bit of perseverance to these in your life and watch the magic happen. I mean, start by loving yourself, right? And then you can build an incredible life on top of that. High self-esteem really is the foundation for becoming the person of your dreams, for achieving what you want to achieve and overcoming all the things that you want to overcome in your life. So I'm cheering you on, my friend. Go out there and create the impossible in your life. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it's my mission to give you tools that help you hit your goals and improve your life. It's an honor to be a part of your journey. Hey, do me a favor too and smash that like button on this video. I would so appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you next time.